Daddy Bruno, Daddy Teddy. I know you love your dog so much, but please don't give your dog cakes, especially when it's not a plain cake. Don't give your dog cakes. So I'm going to tell you why, but before we go into that, please don't forget to subscribe and like. So cakes. The major thing about cake is the content. Not really the cake itself, it's the content of these cakes. So I'm going to list out different contents of cake, different contents a cake can have, and give you the risks and the dangers following each content. So number one is xylitol. Xylitol is an artificial sweetener. It's not only found in cakes, you can see them in candy, chewing gum, and even some peanut butter brands use this to sweeten their products. So xylitol causes an insulin release. And once the insulin is released, it's going to cause reduction in the blood sugar level. And once this happens, it is going to lead to one, first of all, affect the GIT, the gastrointestinal tract, causing vomison. Then it will now go and affect the CNS. So you'll be having loss of coordination, you'll be having seizures, you'll be having tremor. You'll even be seeing signs of lethargy. You can even lead to coma. So please, xylitol should be avoided. In fact, any of the product that you know that has this sweetener, please don't feed them to your dog. Another content a cake can have again is butter and fats, and this can trigger inflammation of the pancreas, which is called pancreatitis. So don't give a cake that has butter and fats. So the next content again is chocolate and cocoa. There are some cakes now that have chocolate. We have chocolate cakes. So we're already seeing the effect of chocolate in our previous video. So don't forget that this chocolate contains this xanthine, which can also affect the GIT tract, also affect the central nervous system. So please avoid chocolate cakes. Then another thing again is nuts and raisins. Yes, there are some cakes that they fill with nuts and raisins. For example, your fruit cakes. So raisins and nuts are toxic to dogs. So please don't give your dogs cakes that contains these ingredients. Better still, there are plain cakes that you can give your dog. But even if, yes, plain cakes are safe for your dogs, it is not something you give on a regular basis. It is not something that you give as a diet. It is basically as treats. So please don't forget to subscribe and like. I'm going to see you in my next video.